Alright, let's get straight into this shit. Today I'll be doing my top 5 Dragon Ball games video. Note, no Dragon Ball mobile phone games will be included as I feel they're not proper console games, so let's just keep them out for now. Let's begin. This is my personal top 5 Dragon Ball Z games. Dragon Ball Z Super Butoden 2, in my opinion, is one of the greatest Dragon Ball Z games of all time. Even though it only has a handful of characters and a lacking story mode, the gameplay was great. It had air, ground and water combat, which actually affected player movement to the point you wanted to pull your fucking hair out because of how slow things would get when you're underwater. Pressing every single button, hoping to God Gohan would do his ultimate Kamehameha was one of the best feelings in the world. So all these things combined make Dragon Ball Z Super Butoden 2 my number 5 pick. Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi Tag Team for the PlayStation Portable is my 4th pick. This is because it took the already great formula of gameplay from the original Tenkaichi series and added to it, by including an awesome 2v2 player mode. The controls are also great, and for the PSP saw the visuals. The roster isn't too bad either with over 70 playable characters. Now I know compared to today's standards that's not the best, but I will get into that in a second. I wasn't going to have the game ranked 4th on my list until I saw that it's now moddable. And I don't mean the silly texture mods we first see when the game came out. I mean total new character add-ons and abilities. This is all thanks to the hacker community, and now due to the power of emulators, you are able to run it on your iOS or Android device at higher resolutions and higher graphical settings than the standard PlayStation Portable. And because of that, Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi Tag Team makes it my firm 4th pick. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 makes my number 3 pick for many reasons. The first is because of its amazing gameplay, the speed of your attacks while at the same time teleporting behind your enemy to both evade and counter, bundled with the power of your ultimates, felt exactly like how a Dragon Ball Z game should. The second reason is the story mode. I loved flying around the map looking for secret characters and missions. I still remember missing out on Super Saiyan 4 Goku and wanting him so bad that I decided to replay the entire game straight after finishing it from start to finish, in order to obtain the form. To do so, I had to fly to a secret location almost at the end of the game in order for Goku to start feeling weird and transforming into Super Saiyan 4. Needless to say, playing through the game twice was well worth it. And once again, thanks to the modding community, more characters and attacks have been made to extend the game's life playability. All of these things combined make Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 my 3rd pick. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is arguably the best Dragon Ball Z game to ever be released. The combat, the character roster, not including mods, the story mode, and the endless fun in multiplayer are timeless pieces of art. Even nowadays, I always see comments on YouTube videos saying, in order to make the best Dragon Ball Z game, just remaster Budokai Tenkaichi 3. And I think they may have a point there. This game just had everything. For any Dragon Ball fan, it contained most of the Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT character list. The attacks actually felt powerful, and whomever chose Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta already had the upper hand. When I say this is one of the greatest Dragon Ball Z games of all time, I don't just mean Dragon Ball Z. I think this is one of the greatest games of all time. and for that I give it my number 2 spot.
I hope you'll come back someday. See you later.
Dragon Ball Fusions. That's right, I was initially going to pick the Xenoverse series, but after picking up Dragon Ball Fusions, courtesy of Bandai Namco Australia last week, I fell in love with it. And this is coming from someone who hates RPGs, and I'll tell you why. When I first started the game, I totally hated it. The first 20 to 30 minutes had me looking away. The gameplay didn't seem right, and not having Goku as my main character anywhere in sight was a letdown. Until all of a sudden, the character was doing fusions and Zenkai attacks. And then from there, it only got better and better. And just when I thought the game had reached its max potential, Ultra Fusions was shown. It was the ability to fuse 5 characters together at once, and it was badass. And just like the Zenkai attacks, it threw in a style of combat that Xenoverse players can relate to, and changed the game from an RPG into a fighter. Then I found all of these new characters, from Super Saiyan 3 Broly and Trunks, to Jean the mother of Goku, and Broly, the fusion of Goku and Broly. From there, I didn't even care about the main characters. I was too attached to my own. I would find strong characters in the world, scout them to my team, then do an X-Fusion with them to make my own character not only a lot stronger, but also look way cooler. X-Fusions is a way to fuse your character outside of battle. The game contains every possible character you can imagine and more. The fusions are badass. Try fusing Bardock, the father of Goku, and the main character himself to create a beast of a fighter. The best advice I can give is to first finish the game before heading online to multiplayer. Having your characters maxed out is the only way to stand a chance online, and I'm not even kidding. If this game ever receives a HD remake, I'm sure it will blow up a lot more in popularity. But because of all these things and more, I'll give Dragon Ball Fusions my top pick.